tap into. So you have to be able to tap into something that's bigger than yourself. You have to, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? You have to be able to tap into something that's bigger than yourself. Whether it's church, whether it's somebody who's smarter than you. If you look at basketball players, I just use them football players. When they go through Pop Warner coach, and that Pop Warner coach takes him as far as he can take him. And then he goes to the junior high, then he goes to the high school level, then he goes to the college level. Those coaches take him as far as they can take him, but that's as far as they can go. So they have to tap into the next level. You have to tap into that coach or that mentor that's going to take you to the next level. You always have to be thinking the next level. How can I get beyond the circle? And like I said, the first place to start is with your friend. The circle that you hang around with. Because if you're the smartest person in your group, who wants to be king of the idiots? Right? Sir.
My last name, you know, right? I say no, but like, so I live with my mama, right? So, you know, she kicked me out. I started living with my friend Jameson. He was going to school at the time. And his brother Bobby, like, all of them like real smart. You know, all of them, you know, honors classes, this and that. And his dad, you know, he got a good job and everything. And it's just like I had to sit there and, you know, really get used to them and see what they on. And it made me change my thought process. You know, that's why I'm here right now, because they helped me get in here. Like, you know, if I was still with my mama, I would have, you know, I wouldn't even think like that. You feel me? So it's like I'm around the people who doing what they're supposed to do and want to be something in life, and it kind of, you know, encouraged me a little bit. Because honestly, I ain't even care about this. This was not even, it didn't cross my mind until I took, you know, the time to hang around them and see what they was on. I'm like, I mean, I can't.
And it's a cycle, though. It's a cycle. You know, we all got to start somewhere. Like I said, I go back to the fact, I'm going to say it probably a couple more times while I'm here. I'm a dreamer. I'm a dreamer. I want to save everybody. I want to show everybody how simple it is. It's simple, but it's not easy. Anybody know the difference? It's simple, but it ain't easy. It's simple because it's just a process. It's a process of changing your thoughts. And the only way you can change your thoughts is to be around or tap into a bigger source than yourself.
But it ain't easy because you're used to that type of thing.
Exactly. It ain't easy because your mind's not used to it. If you go in the gym, at the same time you go in the gym and you push all the weights they got in the gym, you work out.
But it ain't easy.
If you work out every day or work out real hard on the first day, how likely is it going to be to go back that next day after you're sore?
It ain't gonna be feeling good.
It ain't going to be feeling good. See, that's when people quit. That's when people quit, when they start feeling a little pain, when they start feeling a little uncomfortable. But to be successful in life, you got to be everything but comfortable. You got to be everything but comfortable. And it takes two things to be successful. It takes to get started and never quit. Two simple things. Get started and never quit. So when you know what you want, and you start thinking about what you want, and you start focusing your thoughts on that thing every day, 2 or 3 times a day, visualize yourself in the place that you want to be. In your mind, you already want to be there. And see, when your mind is already there, anybody know what a belief is?
Yeah.
What's the belief? What's your definition of belief?
The definition of belief is having faith, whether religion, whether an idol, or whether whatever. It's just like what you believe in.
That's an excellent definition, sir.
A strong understanding of a certain reality.
Excellent, sir.
I'm trying to top you down, bro. You feel it? Like,
What's that?
Something that you think is true.
Something that you think is true. Excellent again. This is my definition of what was I talking about?
believe.
This is my definition of belief. Thank you, sir. I lost my train of thought. See how your thought process, even a trained thinker, I lose my train of thought.
You about
sometimes.
like 50 steps ahead. You
Exactly.
step you're on now.
So I got to step back, right? So my definition of belief is this. A belief is no more than something you think over and over and over again. You train your mind to believe things. So when you see it already in your mind, when you already see yourself as a millionaire, when you already see yourself how you want to be dressed as a millionaire, when you see yourself doing the thing that you already want to do in life, when you see yourself already ahead, years ahead or whatever, the place you want to be in life, when you visualize that, and you hold it as a thought, and you continue to think that same thought, to see that same picture, your mind has no choice but to create everything that's in your mind. It has no choice but to create it. All these things around you, if you look around, all these things around you, people thought about these things, and they probably tried to create them at one time and didn't come out right, but they still had that same picture inside of them. The person who made the lights, Thomas Edison, do you know how many times he failed before he was able to make the light bulb?
Over 6.
10,000 times. He failed 10,000 times at making the light bulb, but he saw a picture inside of him that he believed in because he kept thinking about it. He kept thinking about it. Even after 9,000 thoughts, 9,000 tries and 9,000 failures that didn't come to fruition, he saw that picture inside of him. He knew it had to come to fruition because it's in his mind. And after 10,000 tries, he created a light bulb. And so that's how you have to be. In your mind, you have to have confidence in whatever you want to be. You have to have no doubt. Your confidence has to be stronger than anybody's doubting you. And believe me, it's hard in this world. There's going to be people who doubt you. People who you tell what your dream is in life, and they're going to tell you how it's not possible. But you have to have much confidence in yourself and in your abilities and in the picture and the dream that God planted inside you. He designed everybody in this room for greatness. You only have to discover your greatness, to tap into your potential. And your potential, like my favorite quote in the Bible, be ye not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed. And that word transform breaks down to trans meaning to go beyond. It means to go beyond, and then transform. So you're going above form, to transform. So once you go above form, you realize that these bodies are not our limitation. We're not a physical person first. We're spiritual people. Means we're thinkers first. We create what we want in life by the thoughts that we think. Spiritual. You make that connection. You have that vision. You have that thought. That thought turns into belief. That belief turns into the words that you start to speak for yourself. The words that you speak for yourself begins to be the actions that you take every day in life toward that stuff. Those actions become the habits that you don't even realize you do anymore. Because it's so ingrained in your mind that you just wake up and do it. Your habits become your character. Your character is, if somebody drops a $20 bill on the floor, and you go and cover it up with your foot until they walk away. See, we know how you thinking, right? Do you think you cover it up until they walk away, then you slide up and pick it up, or do you go up to them and say, "Excuse me, sir," or "Excuse me, ma'am, I think you dropped this money."
If there's a chance I might get more money.
You never know. You never know. But the character becomes your destiny. So anytime you want to change your destiny, anytime you look around and you're not seeing the things that you want to think, or you're not seeing the things that you want to see, you might want to think about changing. Because we don't get in life what we want. We get in life what we are.
And the work is for them.
Right. We get in life. So if you're a hard worker, that work is going to have, once you plant that seed with the work,
You're going to reap good.
you're going to reap it. Exactly. You can tell what kind of tree it is by the fruit it bears, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you look around your life and you don't see the things that you want to see, go back and think about your thoughts. There's a quote that says, "The unexamined life is not worth living." You have to be able to sit and examine your life. You have to be able to sit and look at your life, whether it's good or bad or indifferent. There's another quote that says, "It takes more courage for a man to examine the dark corners of the soul, than it takes a man on a combat field." That means it's hard to look into who you are, the person that you've become. You got to love yourself first. So it's first how you think about yourself. In order to change the world, you must first what? Change yourself. You change yourself by your thoughts. Changing your thoughts. Changing your habits. Change your character. That changes your destiny. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, I want to get this the fourth and final session. I got a couple of books I want to give out. See that? That's one. That's two. See that? Sometimes you got to go after what you want. And see, y'all didn't even hear the whole thing, but y'all know y'all wanted it, right? That's how you do it. And that's how you do it. I'm going to bring some more out, though, and I want to give out some more. This is one of my favorite books. I only got two. But I promise I'll bring back some more.
one don't need it. Go ahead and start that to me. I need mine.
And what it is, but
One
this
too
book
tired. He's quality. He's too tired.
What this book is a daily motivation.
Yeah.
So you don't have to read a whole bunch every day. It's a page a day. A page a day. And I guarantee you, once you start reading a page a day of this motivation, it's about a guy I was talking about earlier, Dr. Dennis Kimbrough. So once you start reading a page a day, it has a different motivational thing every day. But I want y'all to share the book when I give it to you and pass it around because everybody needs to get it.
They got a book. It's like a little orange book. It's called I think it's called The Secret or the Secret of Life or something like
The
that.
Secret.
You know what it's called? The Secret.
The Secret.
You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, not secret, though, secret.
The Secret.
You guys ever heard of
You read that before? Y'all read that?
I got that book too.
That's an interesting book.
Yeah.
Yeah, real deep.
Yeah. But the secret, that's all I'm talking about. The secret is saying the same thing. It's your thoughts attract things to you.
Yeah.
The law of attraction, that's basically what it is. If you haven't heard about the book called The Secret, it's called the law of attraction. What you put out into the world is what you get back. Anybody know what emotion is?
Emotion? You said what emotion?
Emotion.
My true meaning of emotion is something like, it's not something that you feel. It's something that you express in everything you do and everything that comes before you. But it's like your reaction to those certain things, that's your emotion.
That's it. Anybody else?
Gotcha.
Kinetic force. Emotions, what I call emotions, is energy in motion. The energy that you put out into the world is going to be the same energy that you get back. Anybody that's been driving or just been thinking about somebody they hadn't talked to in a while, and out of the blue that person calls them?
Every time.
That's how it works. Our thoughts become things. Our thoughts become things. That's why I don't want you guys to take your thoughts lightly. Your thoughts become things. The more you think about anything, that thought, like I said, it controls your mind, and your mind has no choice but to give you what you think about. Sir?
I got a question. Like, let's say, all right, you said thoughts are very powerful. That's what you're pretty much saying. Right?
Thoughts are
So
things.
let's say if, like, for instance, there's something you want to accomplish, but it's like you're afraid to take that step because it's like it's really hard. Like you're not really truly comfortable, and you try to take steps to go into that area, and you see like already from the first couple of steps, you don't see no succession.
I'm gonna tell you what happens. You get caught up on the how. Your mind wants to think about how am I going to accomplish this, right? That's what happens. Your mind starts thinking about how am I going to accomplish this, and then it stops working. But when you concentrate on the why do you want to accomplish this? Because I see it in me. I can't help it but come out and come to fruition.
Then your mind opens up.
Then when you think about that why, what motivates you, what's going to keep you going, striving toward that goal, and stop thinking about the how, you're going to get there. Your mind has to understand that you're going to get there. You have to make your mind believe that it's going to get there. Your mind is nothing more than a tool.
So what steps should I take?
Another thing, too. Hold on. Can I step over this for a second? What you said is a very good question because everybody in here will face that. In order to get anywhere, you have to leave a comfort zone. But just think about it just like this. Just think about this. Anything that you've ever succeeded in life, anything,
Yes, sir.
it's the exact same principle. So this is what I want to use because everybody in here can do it.
Yes, sir.
Walking. I have an 8-month-old grandson. All right?
You gotta walk before you run.
Well, you have to
gotta
walk
crawl
before you walk. Even before that.
Yeah.
Even before that, when he begins to take his first step, we can only do it's a stumble. And everybody knows what happens when you start walking. What?
You fall.
You fall. You fall, and you fall. Sometimes you fall hard. My daughter wouldn't walk unless she was on carpet because when she fell, she bumped her head on the floor. So she didn't feel comfortable walking unless she was on the carpet. So this is the analogy that I'm using to answer your question, which is a very good one. When you fall, and you will, your fear can keep you from going forward. But you gotta understand it's just like stepping. It's like taking a step. And the most important step you will ever take in life is the step you take after you fall. Get up and keep going. Don't stop, or you're gonna be stuck right here looking off going, man. And what will eventually happen? You'll see somebody come up with your dream, your goal, the thing that was in your heart, and like, dang, it should have been me. So don't let fear of failure, falling down, hurts, whatever, house, prevent you from going. If you put it here, and out your mouth, speak it, confess it, you'll have it. You got no choice. It has to happen for you. It has
It's
to.
not working. It's simple, like I said, it's simple, but it's not easy. Simple,
So
not
yeah,
easy.
so and I know you might be looking for right?
Oh, no.
You might be looking for
This is
something,
all
right?
helping.
Huh?
I said, no, keep talking. This is all helping.
No. He was asking what time. He asked me what time it was. You might be looking for A, B, C. It's not, because everybody's course is different. Everybody's course is different, and on everybody's course, you will stumble, you will fall. This is one thing I can guarantee you. You will stumble, you will fall. But it's up to you whether you get up and keep going.
It's funny you say that, because it's like, lately, like, that's what's been on my mind for me. It's like, I've been catching myself getting jealous of others because they're so far ahead of their pace. But it's like, when I really put my mind to, like, the things I want to be, like, successful in, it happened. Like, for instance, today, I'm, like, 70% of graduating. So, like, by next month, I should have my diploma.
That's what's
You know
up.
what I mean? So it's just things like that that just be in my head. It's like, yo, what steps can I take to get closer to what I want? What steps could I take to, you know what I'm saying, bounce
Good
up the
thought
barrier that's
process.
in my way?
Let me tell you what your boy Gabe said that really could benefit everybody in there. I was like, really, dude, you got too much in you to be sitting like that, man. You got too much in you. You don't even realize it. To be coming with your pants down, trying to be the class clown, eating on Cheetos. I watched you, I analyzed you, and I always do it. Whatever room I go to, I always look for that person that want to gravitate. Because I used to be that person because of insecurities. It's all it was insecurities, and that's how I kept people off of me.
That one over there.
That's all. So let me tell you, Gabe, let me tell you what you said. Let me tell you what I heard Gabe say that will really, if y'all grab onto it. Boy, I almost want to jump up when you said, man, it was good. You said, back home, man, I used to be blowing on these trees. You feel? That's what you said, right? Okay, that's what you said. But then this is what you said.
Listen up.
When you look back and you start thinking about all the stuff that you thought about, all the thoughts that you were wasting, right? Was about nothing. Well, here's the benefit right here. Everybody listening? Right where you are right now. What are you thinking about that you're wasting? Don't wait till you get here to look back and go, man, what was I wasting? What was I doing? I could have been doing this, could have been doing that. Think about it right here, right now. Take control of your thoughts and let it take you forward. Dude, you don't know how powerful that was that you said and how important that is to get you to the next level. In other words, take control of your thoughts now. Don't look back. Hindsight's 20/20. Anybody look back and go, man, I coulda, shoulda, woulda?
Yeah.
Think about it now. Think about it now, right here, right now. All that being funny and all that kind of stuff, that's cool, dude. I've been there. It's not affecting me at all. It's affecting you. I'm doing what I wanted to do. Doing it. That's helping y'all get to where y'all want to be. It was hard for me. At y'all's age, nobody told me this stuff. I went through, figured it out. Still figuring it out. I ain't got it all together. But I can tell you how to get from there to at least here. And it starts with a thought. It all starts with a thought. Controlling your thoughts. Negative thoughts will run your life. You'll find yourself doing things you like, man, then 5, 10, 15 years down the road, you'll look back and go, man. So control the thoughts now. Get the books, read them. Stay away from negativity. Watch out. Consequences are there. That stuff is real. That stuff is real. Those questions you're asking, that's real stuff. That means you're thinking ahead. Absolutely. And that's how you're supposed to think. 70%, 30%, that means you're going to be facing that. Absolutely. It's time to think about it. Should have been thinking about it then, but never too late. So think about it now. Don't wait till you get there and look back and go, man. Because now is the time. especially while you're conscious about it. Especially while you're conscious about it. You control your thoughts will take you where you want to go. If you all thinking about the negative and all that kind of stuff, all that, blah, 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 rah, 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 whatever, that's exactly what, when it's 3 years, 2 years, 6 months, you look back, think about what you was thinking about.
What if you was raised up in negative things, like many people?
Like me. Like me. Here's the thing about being raised in a negative atmosphere, and I'm calling it a negative atmosphere. Everybody in here, no matter what happens, right now, no matter what happens, we control our own thoughts. Mr. Casey asked a question, who's the sharpest dresser in here? I thought to myself, what a broad question. In my mind, he's my friend. I didn't know he was going to say this. He probably thinking everybody was going to say him because he got on a tie. But in my mind, nobody put on something and just said, I ain't sharp. This don't work for me. Everything works for everybody. It's an individual thing. So there were some questions. You talking about suits? You talking about this? You talking about that? And this man right here said me.
I thought there was a second piece.
Who said me?
He did, right?
Fred.
And he should have. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. And listen to what I'm saying. I'm not knocking what he's saying. It was a good analogy. What I'm trying to say is, your question was, what if you're raised in a negative atmosphere? Inside of you, you control this. No matter what's going on outside, I'm not going to be this. How many ever heard this? You're going to be just like your no good for nothing daddy.
Oh my God.
I heard it my whole life. Listen to me. I'm going to give you a little bit. I used to hear that my whole life. My dad was an abuser, an alcoholic, in and out of jail, in and out of psych wards. I used to listen to my dad say, if I could just make $5 an hour, $200 a week, that's all he used to just, if I could just make that, dropped out of school early, $200 a week is all he wanted to make. I could have let that be my mentality. I could have let that be my mentality. I'll tell you right now, I make over $200 a day. Over. So I'm trying to tell you, it's this. You was raised in a negative, probably 90% of us was. But this is what the difference is. And I have to add this, at least for me, God. I have to add that, that's for me. I don't know nothing different other than that. But it starts here, right here. You can be what you want to be. Believe that, son. You can go where you want to go. You can accomplish what you want to accomplish. You can. I'm telling you, you can do it. So I didn't mean to take over like that, but that was real for me. So
Yes, sir.
I just want to say, like, you know, I think about my mama, and I think about, you know, my nephew and my family, like, you know, every single day, you know. I was just thinking, like, you know, my mama kicked me out of the house and everything, but now that I think about it, you know, I don't really think she did it intentionally. I think she did it because she just, she know what I'm capable of, you know what I mean? And she knew I was just sitting around not doing nothing, you feel me? So she wanted me to go out and make something out of myself instead of just continuing, because ain't nobody really never graduated in my family, you know? She just not going back to school.
If no one ever graduated in your family, you be the one.
Yeah, and
You be the
she
one.
know.
And let everybody follow you.
Right.
You. Let everybody follow you.
Right.
You do the thing that no one else has been able to do. Just to show them that it can be done. Because a lot of people don't believe it can be done.
that's really true.
A lot of people don't believe it can be done, but you have to be the one to do it. Whatever dream you have inside you, whatever passion, whatever burns you inside, you have to be that person. Nobody else can be it but you. But when you do it, somebody else is going to see you. And like, dang, if he can do it, I can do it.
I was just like,
Be that person.
I was always thinking like, you know, dang, like, man, my mama did me so wrong. Why she doing me like this? But I don't really think about it like that no more. I think about it like, you know, she doing it for a reason. She ain't just doing it just to kick me out. I'm her blood, you feel me? She ain't doing it because she made me. She's doing it because she want me to make something out of myself. I kind of got that mindset. I kind of pushed that away because it's not good, you feel me? I know in my mind, I'm trying not to think like that, you feel me? I'm trying to, you know, I don't know if my mother loves me because I could just tell by the reaction on my face when I told her I was about to leave for her, you know, she was just like, you know, just, you know, do what you gotta do, you feel me, you know, I love you and all that stuff, and she never did tell me that, so I know she just
It
wanted
felt
me
good,
to,
right?
yeah, it did,
See,
you feel me?
motivation. Find your motivation, right?
Right.
So when I say find your motivation, like one of my motivations, because my mom loved me the way she did, I want to be able to buy her a house one day. That's what drives me. I want to be able to buy my mom a house one day. So I do the things I do, and I wake up with that in my mind. I gotta buy my mom a house. I gotta buy my mom a house. You know what I mean? And we think, anybody ever heard the phrase, "The idle mind is the devil's workshop"?
What?
The idle mind is the devil's workshop. That means you're sitting around thinking about nothing. Any thought can penetrate your mind. See, we have a mechanism in us called automatic negative thoughts. Automatic negative thoughts. That means even as much as I've been speaking, when I'm on my way to an event where I'm going to be speaking that day, in the back of my mind, those automatic thoughts pop up. You're not good enough. You don't have anything to say to them. They're not going to listen to you. All these automatic negative thoughts. But I have to override these negative thoughts and say, I'm better than that. I got greatness inside me. Somebody in this room needs to hear what I have to say today, so I have to be there. So it's not for me, it's for somebody else. Somebody else. When you make it to where you want to make it, help somebody else. It's always for somebody else. It's always our obligation to give back. When we make it to where we want to make it to, it's always our obligation to give back. And I hate that this is the last session, and I hate that our time is winding down, because this is, like I said, this is the thought process is one of my favorite things to talk about. I can talk about the thought process all night, I promise you. I've been studying the thought process now for over 15 years, religiously. And Arthur can tell you, Mr. Wilson can tell you, even at lunch, when I'm at work, during my lunch hour, I pull out my book, I sit at the table by myself, I pull out my book, I pull out my paper, I take notes on what I read, and I have about several books, and all I gotta do now, or several notes, all I gotta do but now is go back and look at those notes. But it's so ingrained in my mind now, it's like second nature, it's like a habit. We gonna be able to bring the books? I got them right back here. Like,
And Jim,
Said you only got two books.
I got two.
And, don't forget the four reasons, man, I really want that book.
Okay, gotcha. So,
I'm kind of thinking about what you were saying when you said examine life. That took me back way to the first session when we were talking about goals and whatever. So, what I want to say to everybody in here is like, when you examine in life, that means stepping back, giving it time, and then open up your third eye, then you process your thoughts.
absolutely.
It ain't even that. It's like, don't even be afraid to take a fight in life. It's like life is a struggle. You feel me? Like, everything
It's
you
hard,
face,
life is
it's
hard,
gonna be
but
easy.
life is hard for everybody.
You know what I'm saying?
Life is hard for
to,
everybody.
everybody love to physically fight. Let's mentally fight.
That's it.
Let's put the battle.
That's it.
Let's
It's easy for people, and I even use myself as an example, but not necessarily me, but it's easy for me to go out and kill somebody who looks like me.
You feel me?
But that's
How easy is that?
that's related back to if you're the smartest one in your group, you need to break that chain.
That's it, break that chain. Because everybody, like I said, everybody, once you start sitting around people, you're gonna start thinking the way they think. Have you ever been around your friend, and your friend yawn, and make you yawn?
Yeah.
Because you mirror what they do. It's the thought process, it's a psyche of it. That when you see that, you yawn, see that?
Stop.
When someone else yawn, it makes you tired. But this, like I said, these are just things to think about. Just things to think about. You always want to continue to build where you are, continue to grow, reevaluate who you are, reevaluate your thoughts. Don't be afraid.